Hey there, Captains fans. Logan Petoskey here with you on our Lake County Captains pregame show. And joining us here is a very special guest. He's the current Lansing Lugnuts hitting coach, but time ago, he was once a Lake County captain. Also played with the Cleveland organization. It's Lansing Lugnuts hitting coach, former Captains infielder, Kevin Kouzmanoff. Kevin, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's good to talk to you.
Absolutely. So, starting with your time in Lake County, going back to 2004, played with the team. Set multiple franchise records, 330 average, 156 hits, 920 OPS. You set a franchise record with 35 doubles. So really great season with Lake County. What do you remember from that year?
Geez, I had no clue that those were numbers that were kind of towards the top. Well, out of Nevada, Reno, I was drafted in the 6th round and went to a short season with the Scrappers in Youngstown. Way out there almost in Pennsylvania. Then my first full season was here in Lake County, and I was living with all my buddies, my teammates, and who were still good friends of mine today. But just the whole Ohio experience, being in front of the fans, here in Lake County was great. And I think the stadium was the second year, I think, in that 2004 team, and still a beautiful stadium. But yeah, that was a good year. We had a good season, that year, if I remember correctly, with some good players, But it was, Luis Rivera was our manager. Jack Moll was our hitting coach. But yeah, it was all around a good year, for my first full season.
Yeah, so many great connections and all of that, and eventually making your way to the majors a couple years later. You were the 4th Lake County captain to Major League Baseball. We became a team in 2003, and the debut, have to talk about that, September 2nd, 2006, taking on the Rangers, and first player in MLB history to hit a grand slam on their first career pitch. Just take me through that moment. How did that feel to make such a big impact right away?
Well, I think, starting in Mahoning Valley, I was on a mission. I think all these players need to be on a mission, It's either you're all in or you're all out, and I was all in, I sacrificed a lot along the way, and just battled every day and, made my way up the ranks, low A to high A in Kinston, North Carolina, to Akron, in 2006. And then, in 06, it was Akron, AAA in Buffalo, and then the September call-up at the end of 06. And, it was a little nerve-wracking, being in a big league clubhouse, because I've never been in a big league clubhouse and never got invited to spring training. I never had a uni except for a couple of games I went up and, backed up Casey Blake and, and those guys. But, what got me to the majors was swinging the bat, good pitches to hit. And I remember I was on deck thinking, well, I'm the rookie, 2 outs, bases loaded. Of course, I'm going to be put in this situation as a rookie, and so I'm walking up to the plate thinking I'm going to take a pitch. I'm in the majors. I got to see a pitch. I got to work the count.
Yeah.
And I'm digging in. I said no. I said I'm not going to do that. I said what got me to the majors is swinging the bat. So I switched my mind and switched my focus right then and there, thinking, okay, if I get a good pitch to hit, I'm gonna let it eat. Unfortunately, I got a fastball up in the zone. And found the barrel and hit a grand slam, to center field.
And ultimately setting the tone, Cleveland getting the win 6-5 that day against Texas. And I love till you talk about being on a mission, on making your way through an organization. So you ended up playing 7 big league seasons, and now you're a coach in the Oakland system. And, this is a team that you spent parts of 2 seasons with. What does it mean to you now after playing for so long? You're now coaching the next generation for a team that you once played for.
Well, hopefully, I use all my experiences and advice and suggestions, that I learned along the way, from the minors all the way up to my last swing of my career, in the big leagues, and pass it on to these younger players, and that's why I'm here. I love being here. I love helping these players achieve their dreams. Again, it's not about me anymore. It's about these players, and if I can help, one guy make it to the majors and tell him one small thing that would carry him throughout his career, that would make me feel good, And so I think it's important as a coach to bring the energy every day, and get these guys going every day, because it's tough. It's a mental grind, it's a physical grind, emotional grind, And so I think it's our job as coaches is to get these players going, each and every day, and to work hard, But at the same time, I think we still need to have fun. I mean, this is a job, and it's like the window of opportunity is closing fast, and I think that, we just need to attack every single day, And so that's the mindset that I bring in every day, with the fellas here, with the Lugnuts is, to attack every pitch, whether we're swinging or we're not, attacking, the strike zone as the pitcher on a bump, and on the defense side as well, So it's going out, making money, getting yours, put up numbers, helping the team win, playing winning baseball. It's all those things that kind of go hand in hand, in my opinion.
Yeah, and love to hear that there's the strong mindset for the game, but also having fun while you're doing it. And you did mention helping perhaps some of these guys making their big league dreams come true. 2 more quick questions for you here. I want to thank you once again. So the 24 draft is coming up here in the next couple of days. And you mentioned right at the start you were a 6th-round pick by Cleveland. That was back in 2003. So how about for you, that day that you were drafted, maybe kind of take us through that. How did it feel, to get that call or get that notifying notice that, hey, I'm going to a big league organization now?
Well, I got done with my senior year of college at Nevada, Reno, and, the scouts were saying, you're going to probably be picked on the second day, 15th round or later. And so I was back home in Colorado in the mountains, and I went fly fishing. I said, well, I'm not going to be a first day guy anyway. So I'm down there, fly fishing, and my mom pulls up in the car, and walks out and tells me I just got drafted in the 6th round. And, everything, that we've been working for in college, paid off. It paid all the hard work and, going to these baseball camps in Arizona the day after Christmas, after we're visiting family in Chicago, you're on a flight at 5 a.m., flying back across the country to Arizona, so all those things that, all the supporters, all my friends and family, all the money that my family spent, just really paid off, and so I kind of felt like, throughout college and through the minors that, I owed it to my family and my friends and everyone who supported me, and so it was just trying to make it all worth it, Plus, I want to make it fun for my family to follow me,
Yeah, exactly. That is such a great story, and I know Cleveland fans will think back to, I don't know if you know this, but the 2007 NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns picked Joe Thomas, and he was in Wisconsin fishing with his dad the day he was drafted.
Nice.
So talk about a small world.
Right. Well, there's not really much you can do about it, right? It's like whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and so you go live your life, and you could go fish, or go or whatever painting or whatever you enjoy doing, and whatever happens.
I love it. Last question for you here. Do want to thank you once again for taking the time to be with us. So, you're currently with the Oakland organization, but the Cleveland organization is where you got your start. Guardians right now have the best record in the American League. We're talking here on Friday, July 12th. And they're under a first-year manager and former A's catcher, Stephen Vogt. Just what are your thoughts on, what they've been doing so far this season, especially with a first-year manager who was once in this Oakland org?
Boy, they sure are having a heck of a year, and I think it's good to have somebody in there like Vogt, who's freshly out of the game, who's still young, who can still relate to the players, and he hasn't forgotten how hard the game is, Not to say that all of us coaches have forgotten, but I think it's good that he's in the mix, and I think it's a lot of fun for him, and I think the players can probably relate to him, and so I think it's fantastic, and Cleveland will always have a special place in my heart because they drafted me and gave me a shot, and so the whole Cleveland fan base, the Midwest culture. My family's from the Midwest, it was right up my alley. I love Jacobs Field, I loved Lake County and Kinston and going to Akron there in the downtown. With all my friends that I was drafted with and played with, and, it was a great experience. I really enjoyed the Cleveland organization, and so it's like I said, they gave me a chance to play, and, Donnie Lyle drafted me, or turned me in, out of Nevada, Reno. So, it was, all good things, from me to the Cleveland Indians side. The Guardians side.
Love to hear it. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for being with us here. Best wishes to you rest of this season and rest of the way going forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
That was Lansing Lugnuts hitting coach, former Lake County captain, and Cleveland then Indian Kevin Kouzmanoff here on the Lake County Captains pregame show. Coming up next shortly, first pitch between the Lansing Lugnuts and the Lake County Captains on Bally Live and MILB TV.